The E-Type is the iconic Jaguar. Enzo Ferrari called it the most beautiful car that's ever been designed. It's the only car that's on display at the Museum of Modern Art in New York. It defined a whole generation. Along with the Beatles, Mary Quant, Carnaby Street, it defined the swinging 60s.
It really did evolve in many ways from the race cars, and Malcolm Sayer evolved his theories of aerodynamics to create the E-Type. In fact, the car was created very geometrically. People see this as a very sculpted car, but if you saw the way Malcolm Sayer created it, it was created from the first principles of geometry, which is how he worked as an aerodynamicist. But out of the purity and intent of his way of thinking, he created a very beautiful, pure motor car.
The open car was the work of aerodynamicist Malcolm Sayer and was derived from the C and D-type racing cars. However, Sir William Lyons insisted that there be a fixed-top coupe version of the car, and this was to become his favourite. In mechanical terms, the E-Type continued to use the 3-carburettor 3.8-litre XK engine with 265 horsepower, which had been originally introduced in the XK150. Similarly, it had a four-wheel disc brake system, which was by now an established Jaguar feature. This car was a revelation to the press and to the public. It became the car of its era, and it stayed in production until 1974.
Even today, as you look at the car, it looks so thoroughly modern. What a great looking car with a great long bonnet, short rear deck. It influenced so many cars. It was sexy, it was stylish, it was sophisticated. It was really a car that in many ways came to define the sports car.
But what was interesting to the public eye, not seeing the relationship to the race cars, because a lot of people wouldn't be aware of them, this thing almost landed from outer space from nowhere. And it was just amazing, and it took the world by storm in 1961, and it really was the most beautiful car that had ever been built in terms of proportion and form, because of its purity and because of its absolute simplicity in its intent.
Part of the magic of the E-Type is that it records the C-Type and D-Type in its structure, in its form. And because of that, I really do believe has a magic, has a quality that few other cars can rival.
Well, this isn't the first time I've driven an E-Type Jag, but I have to say on a track it feels like a much nicer experience because they're not great in going around corners. It's quite a nice environment to be in. It's a beautiful long bonnet ahead of you, and obviously a big open boot behind me. Inside you can really see how the interior has come on over the years, because it's all terribly 70s in here actually. It's a metal dash, everything edged in black. There's no wood to speak of apart from the steering wheel. It's a completely different generation of Jaguar. As there were over 75,000 E-Types made and distributed across the world, there's never really been a market for reproductions. A decent model will cost you £15,000 to £25,000, but at the other end of the scale, a real early mint version of a car might cost you 50,000 quid.